In this video, we're going to take a look at sharing folders and what happens when you share a folder that has full edit rights to the documents placed in the folder. Now, what I've done is I've logged into two accounts and I've got them both up here on the screen. Here I am logged into my account, and then I've logged into a test teacher account, and we're going to do some sharing back and forth between these accounts so that you can see what happens when you share folders. So the first thing you need to do is create a folder, and remember you can do that by clicking the create button and then going to folder. I already have a folder created that I'm going to use for this demonstration. So once your folder is created, you're going to hover your cursor over it here in your folder list. You're going to click on the arrow and you're going to go to share and share. Now, a folder, just like a document, is private, viewable only to you unless you change that. And we're going to change that. We're going to add a person down here to share this folder with. Now, the advantage of sharing a folder and then placing documents within the folder is that every document you place in the folder takes on the same share settings as the folder itself. So this eliminates the need for you to share documents individually. So if you're going to share a large number of documents with a person or a group of people, it's a good idea to create a folder and share the folder with them. And then once you place documents in the folder, they will be automatically shared. So let's go ahead and click down here, and we're going to add this test teacher's name. So again, simply start typing and the list will populate. You can go ahead and click on their name to add it. The next thing that you look at is the edit rights that you're giving this person. Now, by default, they can edit any document that is placed in the folder, which means they would be able to open it, they'd be able to add to it, they'd be able to change things on it, they'd even be able to delete the document or move the document someplace else. So what we're going to do is we're going to take a look at what happens when you share a folder with can edit rights. You can also change the rights to can view, and we will look at that in a different video. So we're going to leave this as can edit. It's a good idea to notify people via email that you're sharing a folder with them. It's especially important that you notify people via email if you're sharing the folder with a mailing group. So if I was going to share this folder with the junior high staff, in order for those people to be able to see the folder in their drive list, they would have to click on the link in the email. So if you're sharing the folder with a mailing group, they have to click on the link in the email in order to see it in their drive list. I'm just going to share it with this one individual person. If you're sharing a folder with an individual person, they don't really need to click on the link in the email. That folder will automatically appear in their drive list, and we'll see that here in just 1 second. So I'm going to uncheck that box, and then I'm going to click share and save. Now it's going to give you a message saying, are you sure you want to skip the invitation? And I'm going to go ahead and click OK. And now we can see that that folder has been shared. It automatically appears in the test teacher's account. And right here again, these are the people that have access to the folder. The test teacher has full edit rights to the documents that we place in this folder. I'm going to go ahead and click done here. And you can see here I have the practice folder open. There's nothing in it. I'll open it over here for this person. You can see that there's nothing in this folder. So let's add a document to this folder and see what happens when we start playing with this document. So I'm going to go back to my drive, and I have a document here that I'm going to add to this folder. And I like to add documents to folders from within the document. I like to use the folder icon next to the document name. So I'm going to go ahead and click on that. And I'm going to find the folder that I want to add this document to, which is the practice folder. So I'm going to check that, and I'm going to click apply changes. Now we should see almost immediately that that practice document then ends up in the test teacher's folder. I can go ahead and open it, and we can see that the document is the same. And because I gave the test teacher full edit rights on the folder, the document shares those same edit rights. So whatever you see, whatever the test teacher does, you will see on that original document. They have full edit rights, which means they can make changes to it, they could delete something, they could add something to it. Whatever you can do on the document, basically the person that you share the document with can do the same thing. So let's close out of the document here on the test teacher account, and we'll also go ahead and close out of the document here on my account. And I'm going to open up this folder so that we're having the same view here. Now, remember, they have full edit rights to this folder and any document that's placed in it. So let's say this test teacher rather than having to go into the practice folder, she wants to move this document into my drive so that she doesn't have to open up my drive, click on practice folder, and see the document. She just wants to be able to click on my drive and the document is right there. So what happens to this, to my shared folder when this person moves this document out of it? Let's take a look. So I'm just going to click on the document and I'm going to drag it over to my drive. I'm going to release the mouse button. You'll notice that the document is gone here, but wait, it's also gone for anybody that that folder is shared with. So while the test teacher still has access to that document, anybody else who that folder was shared with no longer has access to that document because it has been moved out of the folder. So I'm going to move the document back into the practice folder. We will see it automatically appear here because remember, when you share a folder with full edit rights, whatever one person does to the documents in the folder, it happens for everybody else. So if I were to come here and let's say I'm going to delete the document, that document is deleted for everybody it is shared with. Now remember, we shared the folder with full edit rights. So even though I own the document, if I decide to move the document out of this practice folder, watch what happens for everybody else the document is shared with. It's moved for everybody that the document is shared with. So you need to keep in mind that when you're sharing a folder with full edit rights, anybody can make changes to the document. They can move it or they can delete it, and that change is affected. Everybody who has access rights or who that folder has been shared with will have that same thing happen to their folder and that document within the folder. So you need to maybe set some ground rules when you're sharing a folder with full access rights to make sure that people are not moving the document out of their folder and placing it someplace where no one will be able to access it. In the next video, we're going to change the edit rights on the folder to Can View, and we'll see the difference between Can View and Can Edit has on documents in a shared folder.